We are live. Yep. We wait a few seconds. It always takes a few seconds for it to go, but we live, though. Everybody's now getting the alerts. There we go. There we go. Make sure we mute this. Oh yeah, we here. Mute. Oh, we live. And ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Shop Talk, YouTube's premier off the clock appliance repair talk for off the clock. Off the clock, me and this guy, off the clock appliance repair text. I am your host with the most, Brother B. And you could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for another episode of Shop Talk Live. This is a live Shop Talk. I got my brother from another mother here with me, Brother Levert, coming all the way from Minneapolis, St. Paul. We're going to do a live Shop Talk. You guys can chime in if you have any questions. Please put them in the comment section. Please don't forget to check out TMMacademics.com with me and Brother Rick. Please support our channel. Please check us out. Be part of our virtual classes that we got going on the weekends. And shout out to everybody that's enrolled. Shout out to my brother Rick. Also, if you are slow, want to give a special shout out to AMJ Marketing. Please go over there to them so that they can get you calls. With all of that out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to tonight's guest. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have a good dear friend to me. It's my friend Levert, right? I'm gonna let him introduce himself, but I just want to let y'all know he and I started around the same time, and I'm gonna let him tell the story. Ladies and gentlemen, please hit the like, please hit the subscribe, and please hit the share. For my brother from another mother, all the way from Minneapolis, Brother Levert, welcome to the channel.
What's going on, my man?
We did it.
Yeah, we finally did it.
We did it, man. Go ahead, man. Tell the people, where you from, bro?
So, I reside out of the St. Paul, Minnesota area. Been doing appliance repair out there for about 7 years, something like that.
Okay. So, appliance repair, Minneapolis,
St. Paul, Minneapolis.
St. Paul,
area, yeah.
St. Paul, 7 years.
Yeah.
Tell the people about yourself. How old are you?
Oh, man, I'm 35.
Okay.
How
you got into appliance repair?
Man, actually, I was just looking to better myself, man.
Okay.
And,
Please explain.
Yeah, so basically what happened was, I was online searching, trying to, for lack of better terms.
Level up.
Just level up.
Yep.
And I ran into a company that
Okay.
we won't mention because they're not paying for advertising.
Okay, word. And if they do, they should check out TMMacademics.com.
They charged us, so we got to charge them.
Amen.
That's how it works.
Facts.
But yeah, so the company was advertising appliance repair services, making $80,000 a year, starting off your first year. I was already in a field where I was, in maintenance, where I was fixing washers and dryers and, apartment building maintenance. So that was kind of right up my alley because that was something that I was already familiar with.
Okay.
So I contacted them, and I'm real game conscious, and if for those of y'all that don't know what that means, I'm questionable if you're trying to get out, So,
talk about it.
So I asked them, I said, can you introduce me to somebody or give me the phone number to somebody that this actually worked for? They gave me 2 or 3 numbers. I was out of town, so they didn't pick up the phone and whatever. They was probably busy working. So then they gave me, he was like, you know what? I got somebody for you. It's a guy named Brandon. He'll be perfect for you. He's out of San Diego, California. Give him a call.
I wonder who that guy was.
Man, I remember like it was yesterday. I gave you a call. You was in the store, and you was buying something. We won't go into details, but you was purchasing something from the store. And I asked you, I said, man, how's this program working out? And you said, pardon me, give me 1 second.
Yep.
You came out and you basically told me, like, look, man, I'm going to tell you the truth. I only been doing this 30 days.
Real
But
talk.
what I can tell you is, for these 30 days that I've been doing it, it's worth it.
Yeah.
I can't judge you. I can't tell you anything outside of 30 days, but 30 days it's been working for me.
But a little bit of an insight.
Yeah.
To those that don't know, tell them what you were doing at the time.
Oh, I was a supervisor actually for a property management company.
So you were a supervisor.
Yeah.
Do you feel comfortable putting a dollar amount to what someone like that?
Yeah, I think I was making it's been a minute, man, but I think I was making like $24 an hour.
Damn.
Yeah.
Benefits?
With full benefits. 40 hours a week plus overtime if you wanted it.
And medical?
Medical, dental.
And you had access to the living grounds.
All of that. Nice loft, you know.
At a discounted price.
At a discounted price.
That cost of that position was probably like an $80,000 when you factor in all of the fringe benefits.
Yeah.
About 80K.
Close. Definitely.
And now you're calling me.
Yeah.
You know what I was making?
I know, we talked about it.
I was making, I think, $11 or $12 as a bench tester for an electronic
Remember that.
store.
Remember that.
Like they would give me boards and I would look at them with a microscope and look for like,
See if they was defective.
yeah, and run them through a series of tests.
Mm-hmm.
And I had graduated school, bro. Like I did a whole year of electronics. Every night from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. every night for one. It was an accelerated course.
Right.
And I thought I was educated, bro. And I was gonna get like a good paying job.
Right.
And they started me off at $12. And to make matters worse, I had a job at a pharmacy. And I was making like $9.50 there. So in total I was making about $500. No, like $450 a week.
With 2 gigs.
With 2 gigs. And here you are making about 80K asking me how is appliance repair going. But continue.
So he told me, you know, I can only really give you a 30-day stint because I've only been doing it for 30 days, but for 30 days it's been working.
And now mind you, anything over $450 a week for me was working.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you walked away, well, I'll let you get to that, but you eventually transitioned to this. So to give up something like that.
Right.
But go ahead. So you was doing that.
Yeah, so I was doing that. And, you know, basically, you know,
You called me.
making a long story short.
I told you 30 days.
Yeah, I jumped on the opportunity. You know, I signed up.
You just up and left your job?
So I signed up. After I signed up, you know, part-time for maybe 30 days, you know, 30, 40 days part-time.
What did your, do you mind sharing, what did your support system say?
So my support system said, you know, well, you know, because I was telling them, like, man, I'm finna quit, you know, and they like, well, what's your plan B? I said, it's not a plan B. Plan B is to enforce plan A. That's my plan B. I'm not gonna lose. You know, that's just what it is. Like, I'm not gonna, like, my mind state was, why would I lose?
Facts.
Why? Like, too many people oftentimes, man, spend time worrying about what if and talking about the bad things. I'm the opposite. I say, well, what if I win? Nobody think I'm gonna win. What if I win? Everybody counting me out. What if I win? That's my mentality. You know.
And you had experience with appliances?
I thought I had experience, right? Because when you dealing with apartment maintenance, you dealing with very low end, and you dealing with all the same apartments. Every apartment is gonna have a GE top loader, a GE dryer, hot point refrigerator, hot point range, a hot point dishwasher. You know,
that white top mount.
Yeah, so I was good at that.
Yeah.
And this book here, this troubleshooting or repairing for major appliances.
R.I.P. to Connor.
Was
no,
my,
he died, right? R.I.P. man.
Okay, R.I.P. to him.
Yeah.
But that was my, that was my holy book.
Your go-to.
So while I was working, I would look through that, and I made it my business to make sure I only dealt with the appliances. And I got pretty proficient. I was already pretty decent, but I got pretty proficient. And so I started running up, when I signed up, I started running calls. When customers would call, I would say 4 to 6 is my availability, 4 to 6. I didn't get off work
4 p.m. to 6 p.m. So you only gave yourself 2 hours to do appliance repair?
And I got off at 5 o'clock. Right?
So you only could do one job.
That's it.
And what happens when you got to go back with the part and do another job that day?
Hey, I just was going to figure it out.
Okay.
I wasn't scared.
Yeah, talk about it.
You know what I'm saying? I was just going to jump out there and just get it done. Whatever was going to happen was going to happen.
Sink or swim.
Yeah, so when I did it, it started working out for me. And I'm like, man, you know what, man? I'm just finna do it. And I fired my boss.
You fired your boss?
I fired my boss. I said, I'm out of here, man. Like, what are you talking about? Like, man, you fired. It's over. Just that simple. I fired my boss.
I did something similar to that.
Yeah.
But I wasn't as gangster as you.
Yeah.
Although I was a little, and I look back and it kind of, it was uncalled for.
Yeah.
I'm not proud of it. But I had a conversation with my boss.
Uh-huh.
I went up to him and said, sir, listen, I would like to reduce my time part-time. Like maybe 20 to 30 hours because, I'm trying to make a little bit extra and I'm doing appliance repair on the side and it's really going good for me. And he was like, well, I don't know if you know how we can work that out. We really need you. And I was like, well, sir, I don't know how to put this, but like, there's no choice, like, this is paying more than this.
This really wasn't a question.
Like, yeah, like, it's more, and like, when I said that, I'm probably saying it humble now, but I said it a little braggadocious, but you know what, bro? This dude was paying, I was getting like, I remember my checks was looking like $343 a week.
Right.
And stupid stuff like that, right?
Right.
And I was thinking like, the night before, I got out of work at 3 and did a drain pump for a direct drive and made $135. It took me 3 hours, but still $135 in one day.
A whole day of work.
For 3 hours.
Right.
Went over there, and then he sent me to do his girlfriend's dryer, my first customer. So altogether that week I probably made, cause then I had appliance appointment. Remember them, the lead generator?
Me too.
I probably had
swindlers.
Charlatans.
Snake oil salesmen.
Bro, I remember I made like that week like $400 or something. And I had only worked but like 12 hours when you factor in like all the time. And so that was my speech to my boss.
Right.
And bro, can you believe in 3 days later he came to my office and he was like, I was thinking about your proposal and I just don't think you're gonna be a fit here. We can't do part-time, so I think you should go on and do appliance repair.
Of course.
But now mind you, I had the appliance repair reputation I had to uphold because think about it. I went into his office a little cocky, told him about appliance repair. I can't back down now when he's like, all right, well, we're gonna fire you. Because if I back down and say, no, please give me my job,
right,
he's going to, think appliance repair. So I had to, sink or swim like you.
Right.
But go ahead, it's your story.
So, yeah, man, so at the end of the day, I just really don't believe, man, in tethering the line, man, and playing these little safe games. And I just don't believe in that. I just want whatever going to happen, I just want it to happen fast. Let's just figure out what's gonna happen like in live time.
So you went into appliance head first.
Man, dropped everything. Dropped with the benefits, got bills to pay.
Tell us your first job.
My first job was I remember it. My first job was just a service call. When I got out, it was a top load, like a Whirlpool under that umbrella type of appliance. And can't even remember. I think it was something like a leak, like they thought it was leaking or something like that, something real. So I take it apart and run it, cycle it through. I got my light on it and nothing dripping down. And I'm like, man, because the hardest part, like when you really look at what you're supposed to be charging and what you're supposed to be making, when you coming from being an hourly employee, that's the hardest part to really conquer, because you're like, man, I'm charging them whatever. I only been here 15 minutes. And see, you still thinking like an hourly employee.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
You have not yet jumped out of the matrix, Neo.
What's your advice to techs that have that right now?
Say it again.
What's your advice to techs that is brand new into the industry? They not abreast on like proper pricing, and they out there pricing with that mentality of per hour labor rate. Like, okay, this drain pump will take me 1 hour and 30 minutes. Like,
you really want to know?
Yeah.
Either get with it or get out the way.
Elaborate.
By you playing and charging less than your worth, you selling in our industry.
Facts.
I'm
short.
Listen, I wanna back up and say this. I'm not a person that's a 9 to 5 worker. 9 to 5, I have things to do, but I also have things that I don't get paid for that I do from 5 to 9. I study manuals. I'm serious about my craft. I'm doing the numbers. I'm seeing how I can be more efficient. I'm seeing how I can be in and out of your home and have your appliance running for even longer than it should be running. These are the things that I'm taking time out to do.
In addition to your van that's beautifully wrapped,
right?
Your uniform that's A1.
Right, exactly. So, I'm not scared to say what I'm worth.
Right.
And I just think you're doing the industry a disservice when you're taking discounts.
When you elaborate on that, what do you mean?
When you go in and you're like, well, man, I fixed that in, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, you studied that before you went there, right?
That's true.
You drove over there, right?
That's also true.
You brought the part with you, right?
That's correct.
Anything that happens, you're liable for it, right?
Unfortunately, yes.
If you put this part in and it floods the house tomorrow, you're going to pay for it, right?
That too.
So that costs.
Yeah.
It's attached to that. It's called business and the cost of doing a business.
Your phone.
I mean,
for them to call you.
I mean, everything.
Yeah, the publicity or whatever campaign you ran in order for them to find you.
I mean, it's
it don't happen magically.
It doesn't. It doesn't. And I'm pleasantly surprised to find out that most customers are completely understanding. If you go to a convenience store like a gas station and buy a gallon of milk, it's going to be $1 more than if you go to the grocery store because of the convenience.
Facts.
I'm making it extremely convenient for you. I'm coming out to your home, a professionally labeled truck.
Facts. With insurance. Knowledge of the appliance.
Knowledge of the appliance. Went to school for it.
Facts.
And I just know what I'm worth. I know my worth.
Okay. So you and guys that charge less, you're not okay with that.
I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm not okay with it.
They hurting the game though.
Yeah, I think you are because it's one thing, and don't get me wrong, there's times that I have a heart. There's the times I'm in a situation and, I'm looking at my surroundings and I'm like, you know what? I might give this customer a break for whatever reason.
I'm sorry, bro. Sometimes Mac destroys my videos, bro. Mac bombs the videos, man. But he wants to go outside. So I'm just going to open the door right here and let's go out there. Ladies and gentlemen, please hit the like, subscribe, and share button for our dog, Mac. Mac, the mascot. Just open the door and let him all about. Come on, let's go. Apologies. Oh man, that is gonna kill the vibes. Alright, so apologies, bro. We are live. Man, you killing the vibes, man. You killing the vibes. Come on, let's go. Man, apologies, YouTube. We are live. Real live. Alright, let's see what we got. Alright, let's read some comments. Alright, hold on. Alright, let's check it out. Alright. Shout out to Scapelli's Appliance Repair. What's good, bro? TMM alumni. Surprise guest on the show. Let's get it. We are live. That's right. Draylene Green. What's good? Love, peace, and harmony. Okay. TB. Can you tell me how can you learn to repair fridges? Did you have to go to school? TB, go to tmmacademics.com. How did I mean? Pick up a few Craigslist familiar. That's the best way to learn. Okay, shout out to Scapelli's. Okay. Uppercase G in the building. What's going on? Mike Miner, up and running. Big L.
Shout out to Mike.
Washer.
Is that
dry.
Gina?
Who?
Big G?
Gina's uppercase G.
Shout out to Gina Love.
Sis, what's good?
What's up, sis? Shout out to you.
Jesus Mendoza asks, washer dryer making noise. What can it be?
Which one? Washer or dryer?
That's what I'm working with, bro. If it's the washer, what is he looking at?
I mean, if we talking a washer, if we talking top load, making the noise, I mean, are we talking a tub bearing? Are we talking bad, shock absorbers? AKA dampers?
Yup.
If it's a dryer, are we talking an idler pulley? Are we talking rollers?
Yup.
Are we talking a bad blower wheel?
Yup.
Talk to me.
Talk about it.
Talk to me.
Talk about it. All right. So, Brother L.
Yeah.
You're pricing right now.
Yeah.
You're off into appliance repair.
Mm-hmm.
You left your job.
Mm-hmm.
You fired your boss.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're frontline appliance. Now you're frontline appliance repair.
Mm-hmm.
Are you nervous?
Who?
You.
About what?
That's it. No, that you're not getting that steady check.
Oh yeah. It's times you're gonna get nervous.
Listen, when I left,
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh boy.
Yeah, it's times you're gonna get nervous.
I would take a shower and the phone would be right there just in case a customer calls.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you definitely gonna get nervous. There's definitely gonna be times where your phone silent, it's quiet for you. Nobody checking for you. You gotta step. What you basically gotta do during those times is work on making yourself better. Work on your craft. Take your mind off the phone ringing. Study some schematics. Go to TMM Academics. Sign up for one of the courses.
That's right.
One of the
Show
greatest
support.
One of the greatest
That's
courses around.
Shout out, Brother Rick.
Especially, we talking about everybody. We're not excluding anybody.
Facts.
But we always talk about minority support, this, that, and the other. Well, here's your opportunity. Here's a brother that's dedicated to his craft. Look at his wonderful studio.
Hey, thank you, man.
He's doing an amazing job everywhere he's been.
We ran some calls together.
We ran some calls together today, and it was immaculate. He gets A1 stamp certified.
And tomorrow, we're doing seal systems.
And tomorrow we're doing seal systems. That's a fact.
Brother L came down here from St. Paul to do some seal systems. We're gonna do a built-in, an LG, and a mini fridge.
Yeah, we definitely gonna do that.
Send you back to Minneapolis to get that linear compressor money.
I need it.
You're entitled to it. So continue. You're in St. Paul now. You're using what to get calls back in those days?
Oh man,
Oof. Angie's List. You was using them for a little while. You was telling me.
So even before, because Angie's List is different. Angie's List, well, they're owned by Home Advisor, so they might operate different. But back when we first started, the way Angie's List worked was you had to have at least 2 reviews, and Angie's List had to reach out to you to sign up for their services.
Right. You couldn't voluntarily call and
could
say,
just
I
call
want
and
to
give them
become
no money, and
now they call you so much you don't know what to do.
Man, so Angie's List wasn't a factor at the time. So there was a thing back then. I'm not sure if they still around. Those of you who are old enough in the appliance repair industry, you know about appliance appointment.
Oh yeah.
Appliance appointment charged you per call.
Yup, talk about it.
Regardless if somebody called you and asked you if you sold 3-inch diameter flathead screws.
Facts.
You was paying for that call.
Facts.
So I did that. I did Craigslist. Me and Brother B both ourselves.
Craigslist.
This was before Craigslist was charging you to advertise on Craigslist.
Facts.
And we would just beat it down. Every couple hours you repost so you at the top of the list.
It was a time, bro, that like some dudes would annoy me because they didn't have it regulated back then. So they would have like 9 posts.
It was a job, man, to stay on the top.
Just back-to-back Craigslist's. Until finally they started like spamming it that you could only do like 1 a day or something.
Yeah, I think it's hourly.
Yeah.
Every so often. Yeah.
They got around that though, because dudes just started doing multiple accounts, emails.
They figured it out.
But yeah, Craigslist kept the lights on. Back in the days,
it did.
Craigslist pulled me out of many a dark place.
They gonna try to, break you down on your prices and
Because you're dealing with the bottom of the barrel. You're dealing with the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah. So that's to be expected. And that may have to be something at that time that you may have to consider. Right?
But bro, that made me a better tech, bro. You know why? Because I did like the jobs that no one wanted to do.
Yeah.
Like dishwashers now.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, I have a dishwasher. Oh man. No, I'm busy. Call back in 2 weeks. Yeah. Back then, man, a dishwasher, even if you made $125, that's not too shabby.
It's not.
At all.
It's not.
For like
not when you're an hourly employee. Because when you're an hourly employee, you think totally different than an entrepreneur or business owner thinks.
Right.
Like the hourly 1 hour of work for $25 is so far out of my consciousness that I don't even know how I ever even agreed to do something like that. You know what I mean?
We didn't know no better, bro.
We didn't.
And shout out to those guys that are still doing that.
Oh yeah, shout out to
that's gonna transition to this.
Shout out to
because at least some money's better than no money.
Yes, it is. Oatmeal better than no meal.
And bro, like shout out to technicians that are doing appliance repair that don't work on their own.
Shout out to them.
That they don't want to deal with coming home and all that. They just want to work a 9 to 5 and come home and park.
Well, let me touch on that too.
Talk about it.
It's not all glitz and glamour.
You care to elaborate?
I do. I'm more enthused about freedom and being able to be my own boss and write my own story than I am about a dollarly amount. Some people that are making decent money on their job, if it's only about the money, it's not about your pride, it's not about the security of knowing this guy can't have a bad day and just come in and say you're fired.
Yeah, that's scary to live like that.
So if it's not about things like that and it's all about the dollar amount, being your own boss may not be for you, because it may take years before you actually make. Because this is one thing that a lot of people don't consider.
Talk about it.
When you make $100,000 running your own business, you owe $30,000 to the government. And what's strange is when you're new in appliance repair, the IRS, I'm telling you, those of you that are out there listening, listen to me carefully. Literally, your first year, second year, third year, fifth year, you're going to get a letter from the IRS wanting to know what's going on and this, that, and the other. And they're going to want their money. You make $100,000, you owe them 30. So if you make $100,000, just know you only made 70. You know what I mean? On top of this is an around the clock thing. You got a 9 to 5, but then you got a 5 to 9 that you don't even get paid for.
Which is parts and invoicing, and
studying, all the different things that come along with it. So, you gotta be willing to go through something. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and just tell you, oh, you jump in appliance repair, But with anything, I mean, when you got a job, you're going through something.
But what are the perks that you like about it? You said some of the things that you detest.
Yeah.
What are the benefits of it?
So for me, the benefits of it are, I can't fire myself. I don't have to deal with rude and disrespectful customers like I did when I worked for somebody, because I could fire my customer.
Do you often fire your customers?
Not often, but I do.
You have?
I have.
Give us an example of one time, please.
So,
please hit the like, subscribe, and share button, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, so customer call in, and I couldn't really hear them over the phone. Like, they were kind of like muffled. It was low. I couldn't really hear what they were saying. So I asked them, could they speak up so that I could hear them? And he flew off the handle. Well, you this and that, and open your earlobes up.
Oh man, one of those.
So I just told him, we're here to build relationships.
Yeah.
We're not really here just to make money.
Yeah.
We're not going to be able to satisfy your needs and make you happy. And my goal is to make all customers happy, whether they're mine or someone else's happy. I'm not going to be able to accomplish that. So I think you should go elsewhere and find someone that can make you happy. And that was it. I don't really have to say anymore after that. I'm not going to stoop to his level because we always have to remain professional.
Got your bag and walked out?
No, it was over the phone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was over the phone.
Yeah. You ever did an in-person fire your customer?
In a unhabitable home.
Like roaches and like filth and all that? Maggots in the fridge?
Man, dead bodies hanging from the ceiling, whatever.
No.
Just crazy. Just nasty. Just
disgusting.
Just can't do it. Just can't do it just because if your home's infested, I lay my tool bag down, I'm bringing your infestation to my next customer. It's not fair. You got to have this together and give us a call back, and we're more than willing to come in, give you a helping hand. That's what we're here to do.
Okay.
But I'm not going to jeopardize other people to chase a dollar.
How do you deliver that speech to them?
Simple.
Please elaborate.
You're infested. If the job I came to before you was infested, I would say the same thing. Out of respect for you, so out of respect for the customer that's going to precede you, I'm going to have to unfortunately decline the repair and ask you to get this taken care of and give us a call back when it's done. And I said,
you ever been met with like resentment?
Nah, not really, man. No. For the most part, man, most customers are good, man. Most customers are nice, friendly. They just want their things fixed. You got your occasional bad apples, like within anything. You do. I'm not gonna sit here and say you don't. But most customers are friendly, man. They fine. They just want their stuff fixed. They're willing to pay whatever they need to pay, whatever your time is worth. But you gotta stand on it. I can't tell you a price and kind of be unsure and kind of shaky with it. You got to know your worth.
Yeah.
So the first thing you need to do is know your worth. Your worth might not be what your worth is worth. You got to know what your worth is worth and be able to stand on that. And I know what my worth is worth and I'm standing on it.
Okay. So you talked about things you like. You can fire your customer. You know, you dance to your own tune. No one can fire you. You talked about some things you don't like. So now you're getting calls from Angie's List. You know, you're running a gamut of calls. Like now you in the mix. Year one, you in the mix. You running into all the roadblocks, bumping your head, seeing a bunch of stuff you ain't never seen before, probably undercharging, probably overcharging, and everything in between. You're making all the mistakes. After year one, when you look at all that was done, do you have that conversation with yourself and say, yeah, this is for me? When did that like light bulb go off that you said, you know what, I ain't gonna live in fear no more, this is for me. I know I can make a living doing this from here on out.
At that point.
At what point?
When I knew I could make a living doing it,
regardless. But when was that though? Into your career? A year, 2 years?
The first time I did it.
Oh, as soon as you jumped in?
As soon as I jumped in it.
I thought it was like a fluke, bro.
I don't know.
I thought like, man, this is too good to be true. It's gonna end.
Oh no! I felt like that.
Yeah.
I felt like, man, I just got, you know, whatever to just look at it. Why and nothing was wrong with it. I was in and out in 8 minutes. I definitely felt that way.
Yeah.
But I knew what the industry was. You and I studied the industry before we went in it. You know, we called around. We seen what different companies charge to perform certain services, both local and abroad. So we pretty much knew what it was worth. So I didn't feel like I was robbing anybody, getting over on anybody.
Nah,
yeah. And neither did you.
No.
You go to the hospital and get 6 stitches. It might take him 5-10 minutes to do that. That bill might be $1,500. You're not looking at your doctor as an hourly employee. Don't look at your appliance repair tech as an hourly employee either. Because the same thing your doctor had to study, the same books and literature. We had a different books and literature, but it's the same thing. Appliance repair, you might as well call it practice in appliance repair. And what I mean by that is, when I first got started in appliance repair, before like, you know, going out on my own, just the maintenance thing, we always told customers, you gotta basically wash your dishes before you put them in the dishwasher. If you got spaghetti sauce and stuff on it, it's not gonna work. Well, now it's the complete opposite. All these dishwashers have soil sensors in them. And if you wash the dishes off before you put them in it, they're not gonna do its job because it has no work to do.
I got one around.
Yeah, so
OWI.
Yeah, so things are constantly changing and evolving. This isn't a thing like I know something and you done. New products are coming out. What about the water wall dishwasher?
The water wall?
The water wall with the dishwasher. You got it. Well, yeah, I'm just saying it's different appliances, different
popping
features,
up daily,
and you have to be
abreast.
You have to, and
that comes at a cost.
That comes at a cost. It absolutely does.
But cause think about it.
And I'm taking on all liability and all responsibility for anything that happens in your home that I touch.
If you had a mechanic, and you pull up to him, and he say, "Yo, I only fix old school Chevys, old school Fords. I don't work on foreigns. I don't work on anything, you know." I'm sure he'll get business, but don't you want when you get to your tech, he's like, "Oh, this is the KitchenAid, blah blah blah, with the turbidity, OWI." Oh yeah.
Yeah, I want to know.
Yeah,
I want to know.
It's true, bro.
You
That's a real thing.
I want to know.
Okay, so now you're doing appliance repair year one. You figured out that this is for you. You're getting your calls. Year two, now you're getting a little bit more comfortable. Because I'm gonna take them to how you got to this. You're 7 years into the game now. Looking back at year one, year two, what were some of the mistakes that you wish you could go back and change in your earlier career?
That's a good question.
YouTube's premiere, Off the Clock, Appliance Repair Talk. For Off the Clock, Appliance Repair Techs.
I don't really know, man. I have to think on that.
I'm sure
it's something.
I would say for me it was spending money, bro.
Oh, you mean like, so outside of like.
No, just in appliance repair.
Yeah.
Mismanagement.
Okay, so.
Because you go from not having to having, and rather than like throw it all back into the business, mistakes happen.
Yeah, so my first year mistake would be not paying the IRS quarterly. And
that's the thing, bro. I know a lot of guys that do it that way.
You got to do it, man. Because whether you get a check back or you owe a couple more dollars, it's still better than writing those people a check for $30,000.
Let's read some comments.
Takes the life out of you.
I don't like that. I don't like where this conversation is going. Let's read some comments, man. All right. So, Jesus Mendoza says, that's all it said on the invoice. Make tag dryer making noise. That's a good question. How can I work with that info? Should I buy parts ahead of time or wait? What's your take on receiving a work order, receiving a complaint, and going about it?
Well, in a game of life, period, but particularly what we're speaking about is the game of appliance repair. There's wins and losses. That's just what it is. You got to accept the good with the bad. Me personally, yes. If I hear a dryer making noise, I'm gonna take at least the two possible things it could be, and bring it with me. Now, if your parts store, I'm not sure your financial situation, but if your parts store requires, a putback fee for the parts, then you got to eat that until you get better and get your status up enough to where the point you can just stop that on your truck if you don't need it. So yes, most definitely. Like 9 times out of 10, I'm bringing a couple parts or a part with me that I think it is when I get a call.
And it comes with time too.
Yeah.
Brother Ellen and I yesterday, we ran a call and it was an LG.
Yeah.
He said it was making noise, and it went from making noise to that's it. It stopped running. And I said, bro, it's probably gonna be that belt and that roll and that pulley. It was the roller and the belt.
Yeah.
But that knowledge of the appliance and knowing could get you out of many a jam.
Yeah. And that's funny you say that, just because all appliances aren't created equal, right? So if you a seasoned tech and you hear a Samsung making noise, it's probably that item. If you a seasoned tech and it's a GE or a Frigidaire making a
bearing in the back.
It's the bearing in the back. So it just comes with time and experience.
You think there's a learning curve?
Yeah.
What you think before you become like of what you would quote unquote call like senior tech, like that you got like everything dialed in, your washers, your dryers, because Sears, they train like what's called kitchen, where you only do like fridge and dishwasher and oven, and then they got laundry, where you do washers and dryers. But like they don't, you very rarely find a tech that could do both sides.
Yep. So that's a good question as well.
Hey man, YouTube's premier.
So you gonna know when you're ready, because when you're gonna be ready, you're not gonna be nervous to go out on the jobs anymore, even if it's something you never saw.
How long do you think you had the jitters for?
Not long. I ain't really had the jitters that long.
Man,
because I came from being a maintenance tech with customers standing over my shoulder.
That's what it was.
Watching me fix their ovens.
That's what it was.
Watching me snake their toilets out.
That's what it was.
So I came from that type of background.
Bro, you know that a lot of people that watch this don't even do like mechanical stuff.
Yeah.
They just hear the number.
Yeah.
They see the opportunity and they say this is something that I could do. but they don't have that mechanical skills. I interviewed David Oliva, shout out my brother, and he was saying that he not even uppercase G. She was telling me that she didn't like just working with tools was a thing in itself, and you have the leg up because like you had that experience. But think of the guys that were like rental car salesmen. And then they transitioned to like now they doing clutches and motor coupling.
I was there.
Talk about it.
So I went to trade school to become an electrician.
Mm-hmm.
And the name of the program was electrical maintenance and construction. I was in that program, man, and I was in there with guys that built shed with their dads and used tape measures and used tools. When we used to mount the receptacle boxes to do our like wiring and stuff, I would strip the screws out. Like when I would try to drill in a screw, it would make such a noise the whole class would turn around and look at me.
You was that guy, huh?
Yeah, because I never did anything mechanical before. I never, you know what I mean? But I just wanted to bet on myself. So I wanted to, try to become an electrician. And so I was there. Then, fresh out of school, I was taking different exams to get an electrical union. A property management company called me. No experience. Didn't know anything about anything. And I went in, man, and it was rough. It was rough, man. It was rough, but I figured it out. You know what I'm saying? I figured it out. I worked under a guy, showed me, some different tricks to the trade, and I just stuck to it and figured it out. But that was rough.
And now that you do appliance repair, you change your own car battery. You build stuff. IKEA? No. I feel like that, bro. Like me, I feel like appliance repair gave me a confidence. They're like, bro, I'm probably a little bit too dangerous for my own self because like I'll work on pretty much anything, bro.
Yeah, I'm the opposite though, man. Like,
talk about it.
I don't mind paying somebody to do something.
I agree with that.
You know why?
Yeah, I'm in. Talk about it.
I value my time.
That's true.
More than I value $1, and that's what being a boss is all about.
That's true.
A boss is about not exchanging time for dollars.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? My time is valuable. I got a lot of things I need to do. I got a lot of people I got to please and appease. I got a business to run. Even if
But you know what it is, though? It's the technician in me. The thrill of, I want to solve a problem and conquer it.
I got you.
And it's nothing like when you done and you ain't never did it before and it works, that feeling. I chase that, bro. I live for that chase, but we not here for that. We here for money. Yeah. So you gotta, like you said, exchange time for money.
Right. I would much rather
pay somebody.
Me personally.
But
even
still,
if it's something I can do. My air went out not too long ago.
Yeah.
It was 100 degrees in Minnesota for 10 days straight. I could have probably easily figured out how to do it myself. I paid somebody to do it. I don't know.
And what was the problem? A capacitor?
No, I knew what it was.
What?
I told him what the problem was. I brought the part to him. It was a bad blower fan. I knew what it was.
Wow.
And I brought it to him.
And how much he charged you?
It wasn't bad. But when I seen how easy it was, I was kind of like,
upset?
Nah, I could have did that. You know what I'm saying?
How much he charged you?
It wasn't bad, man. It was like $85 he charged me to do it.
You got lucky, bro.
You know? Yeah.
He could have went a lot harder than that.
Yeah, he could have.
That's most appliance repair companies diagnostic.
Yeah. Now that was a bad example because that one I was kind of hitting myself. Man. So that 2 minutes, I could have did that in half the time he did it in. But again, man, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
So now you doing appliance repair full time.
Yeah.
Tell the people about your vehicle. What did you start with?
When I first started...
Talk about it. Please hit the like, subscribe, and share button.
When I first started in appliance repair, I had a 2000 and like this was back in 2013. I had a 2010 Yukon Denali.
Did you have the magnets on it?
I had the door magnets on it.
Nice.
And I was embarrassed, so I used to park around the corner
and
from
walk
the customer house and walk up.
And they'd be like, "Hey, you could park your truck right up here in the front."
Oh, I didn't realize it.
Elite Soil.
I didn't realize it was parking up front.
But don't worry though, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to lose weight.
Yeah.
Not saying you, but any excuse, yeah.
Anything under the sun I could throw out there real quick to, throw their scent off, I would do it.
Alright, so
now rewind to now.
Talk about it.
I'm almost pulling up. Hey, you see me? You know.
Yeah, I'm the truck with all the wraps.
Yeah.
This is Levert Appliance.
Yeah, so
so you started with the Yukon, the
Denali, yeah.
How'd you store your tools and your stuff? You just folded down the back seat?
Yep. I put it right in the back seat.
Alright. So you using that. And you know why I asked that, bro? Because some people think that if they don't got a van or they don't got like a service vehicle, that they can't, get into this industry.
There's no excuses. There's no excuses. Like, if this is something you're interested in, you have to apply yourself.
Facts.
Proper preparation prevents poor performance.
Facts.
You got to properly prepare yourself, so that you have the confidence to do what you need to do when you need to do it. Just like you talked to me about UFC and how you go in there and, you got that confidence because you put the work in. It's the same thing with this. You got to put the work in. You can't just answer your phone, go to calls, and be done. You're not going to be successful that way. You have to put the time in, behind the scenes, the stuff that people don't see, and it's going to work out for you.
Let me ask you a question. This is a tough one, and I'm going to ask you to give the industry good game. When one first begins, he or she has the choice to go work for a company or begin for themselves. I can't tell you about no company because I didn't start that route, neither did you, but we jumped in it for ourselves to be entrepreneurs. But there's a lot in the beginning that you have to encompass. One of them is the technical side. You gotta learn major appliance repair theory, soundly, but you also have to be a business owner. And you have to learn SEO, marketing, business procedures,
customer relations.
Like, what would you say, was the focus or the balance of where you put your study at? Or your importance of? What was the balance?
Ethics.
So you went into it first thinking okay, I'm gonna apply myself to be a good, ethically sound technician, and then I'll learn ice maker theory, front load theory.
Let me explain to you what I mean.
Talk about it.
I'm in a customer's home when I first got started. Sometimes I was there 2.5, 3 hours with a problem that was complicated that I couldn't figure out. I had to take that walk of shame, bro. I had to take that walk of shame, not charge my customer a red cent, and look that customer in the eyes and say, stump me, I can't figure it out.
We all have done that, bro.
And I was man enough to accept that.
No need to apologize.
Not charge them a dime and walk out their home. Go home, dust yourself off, try again. Don't get faint-hearted. Don't get weak. And go back at it the next day.
That's when you level up.
Yeah.
Because that hit only happens to you one time.
Yeah.
You ever go to bed at night and you close your eyes, the lights be off, but you can't sleep because you're thinking about appliance repair problems?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder why that fridge didn't turn on today. This and that.
Mm-hmm.
That happens to you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Alright, so let's move forward now. You get the truck,
Yeah.
your van now, you're wrapped,
Mm-hmm.
you get your uniform,
Mm-hmm.
you're about 2, 3 years, 4 years now into it, 5 years into it.
Mm-hmm.
You become a big deal in your neighborhood.
Actually, I bought my van while I was still at the job.
At job number 1.
Yeah.
So they're seeing
I
you.
wasn't playing.
They're seeing you pull up.
I wasn't playing. I wasn't playing. But I ain't here to play, you know.
Bro, so you pull up at your current job
With a work truck.
that says your business.
No. It wasn't wrapped.
It wasn't wrapped?
No, so I had the door magnets off the Denali tucked. Then when I would leave work, I would put around the corner and slap them on.
Oh, okay.
But still, it was quick, though. So I did it quick.
Alright, so now you're doing, you're moving into like senior tech vet status.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing microwaves,
Mm-hmm.
front load washer, top load washer, dryer, electric, gas,
Yeah.
range, fridge. But there's one thing that's bothering you deep down inside. And this is gonna move us now to our third phase into this interview. And that's, you get to a job. They say, I have a fridge that's not cooling.
Yeah.
And you say, no problem, I'll do those left and right. And you get there and you check the evaporator fan.
Yeah.
And it's spinning. You check the condenser fan. It's spinning.
Yeah.
That compressor's, everything's a go.
Yeah.
You look at that coil in the evaporator room and you don't see, it's bone dry.
Or a big ball of ice at the top of it.
By the capillary.
Facts.
And then you like, oh man, sealed system problem.
Yep.
Tell me about in the beginning how you would approach those situations. How would you go about dealing with those? Because to the crowd that don't know, like you do everything: defrost timer, board repair, steam, heater element, thermistor.
Mm-hmm.
Like my guy does everything, but you didn't do sealed system.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're on a job and you're dealing with a sealed system.
Yeah.
What was your spiel to the customer as to why you couldn't do it?
I mean, again, half of appliance repair is doing your homework before you get to the job, right? So if I'm talking to my customer is telling me things along the lines of it's cooling, but not the way it should. You know, only half of the freezer is cold freezing, the lower half isn't freezing. I already know that's a sealed system. So before I go, I let them know. You know, there's no sneak attack. There's nothing hidden here. I'm not trying to get over on. You know what I mean? So it's like, that sounds like you could have a sealed system repair issue. Excuse me. We do not service sealed systems. But if you would like us to come out, we can do that to tell you for sure. Because obviously, I cannot tell you 100% if you have a sealed system, problem without going out first.
Can I stop you real quick?
Go ahead.
Did you ever get told like, but I thought you was the professional?
I've had people say things like, "Well, what do you fix?"
Ooh, that was a subliminal jab.
Yeah.
And how would you respond then?
Everything except that.
Nice. Did you charge them the diagnostic fee?
Oh, I'm charging diagnostic fee because I told you before I even went, if it was this, we don't do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how many percentage of that did you see?
I mean, sealed systems, that's, I wanted to say that's usually the last thing to go, but I don't know no more with these LGs dropping like flies. But
LG, if you're watching, please hit the like, subscribe, and share button. Contact us at TMMacademics.com.
Yeah, but 10-15% maybe.
Alright, so you get there, you tell the customer, look, maybe you give them the spiel,
Yeah.
it's the sealed system, and then what? You just pick up your bag and walk out?
Yeah.
And then you get on like you go to your supply store, you speak to other technicians, you hear the stories, and you say, I want to get into this. Why? Is it the money? Or
turning down too much money, man. It comes to a certain point where when you unfamiliar with something, you hit that fork in the road where you're like, man, I gotta go right or left on this, man. I can't go straight anymore.
Yeah, I can't put it off.
Because now it's getting to the point now where I'm scaring my customers over the phone.
When did you realize that you had to learn this? When was like the straw that broke the camel's back?
It was just a lot of money going down the drain, man. It was just a lot of money going down the drain,
And you did AC at the property management group.
Yeah, well, yeah, I did AC.
You dabbled in HVAC.
Yeah. As far as charging the system, but as far as removing the compressor, putting a new one in, weighing the
Freon,
the refrigerant in.
Yeah.
I didn't do that part of it. But if it would be, there's I think forgive me if I'm wrong. I think it's called like supercharge or superheat.
Yeah.
It's a method to charge like a superheat. It's this. It's like a formula. This and this and this and woo, and then that's how much refrigerant to put in, and you put your gauges on it, see what's going on, and you that I've done. But taking the compressor out, putting a new compressor in, I didn't go that far. I didn't do that part.
And now you're walking away from these beautiful LGs. Did you ever get Sub-Zeros or Viking or Miles that you had to walk away from?
Yeah.
It's all good. I went through it too.
Definitely.
So you reach this point and you say, I gotta learn this. I'm gonna come mess with Brother B. And for those that don't know the story, Levert and I haven't done one seal system yet, but we're gonna be doing them tomorrow. What's your expectation? What's your idea? What's your goal? What do you expect? Like, what can I do to help you?
So basically, I'm fully aware that I'm gonna fail once or twice, but I'm not scared to fail.
You jumped out there before.
I'm not scared to lose.
It's already broken.
Cause what's a win without a loss?
Facts.
You don't know what winning is if you never lost. So I don't want to lose, but I accept losing as part of my journey to winning.
And this coming from a guy who allegedly makes a pretty coin. You still saw it fit. I think we know better than that. But for political purposes, the guy's barely getting by.
Right.
But with considering how well you're doing to want to tackle this, that's commendable, man. And I'm happy for you. And,
I'm a little late. I should have been on it a little sooner.
When you see this,
but
you're gonna be upset with yourself. Like, I can't believe.
Like with the mechanic with the air. Like that I could have done.
You're gonna say that.
5 minutes.
Well, about an hour and a half, but you'll say that.
That's 5 minutes in our world, as far as doing all that. You know what I mean? That's
So now that you came down to visit your brother from another mother, you're gonna go back now doing
shout out to Miami.
You're gonna be doing seal systems. Give what's the plan for you? Where are you going with this? What's the end goal? You're a young man. Where do you see yourself now? And what are you gonna use appliance repair for in your life?
I mean, that's a deep question. You getting deep on me today.
We're not gonna. Then we'll get back to that.
No. But I can answer short. To be honest, man, I'm looking for financial freedom.
Do you feel like right now you got it?
No, because I'm gonna tell you something. Financial freedom, is you being compensated and able to sustain yourself without doing physical labor or having to be there while it's done. So to be honest, we call ourselves business owners. I'm not saying we as in me and you, but just the industry period.
Yeah.
But to be honest, if you a solo tech and you running calls, you own a job. It's a difference. A business is something that can be sustained without you being there. I can go to Cuba for 2 weeks and the operation ain't stopped. That's a business.
That's true.
A job is when you have to be there or your work isn't being done.
Facts.
And you have a job. The only difference is you don't have the 401k.
Facts.
You can't call in sick. You don't even have the right to get sick. You can't get sick on Wednesday when you got 6 jobs lined up on Thursday.
And 2 are from yesterday that you promised them.
That
no matter what, you would show up today.
So I work sick. I mean, I don't work sick now because we dealing with, whatever we're dealing with. But in the past, man, I got to go to work sick, hurting, tired. Worse than it was when I was working. When I was working, I can call in. I got hours of sick leave. I got vacation time. You don't have that now. You don't have the luxury of that. So it's worse.
Yeah.
But me personally, I will make less money and lose all of those benefits to be self-sufficient and be my own boss. I'm willing to sacrifice that. All day, every day. I would make less money to work for myself than more money and work for somebody. And everybody's not like that. If money is all you about and you making great money on your job, I don't want to send you astray. I want to tell you the truth. This may not be for you. You have to have this particular fortitude to take losses along your way of winning. You have to.
So now your SEAL system training, like I said, what's do you have in a short term at least? A short term goal? Like something like that you have your immediate concern on? Because like you said, in order to transition to that true role, you will have to depart from the day-to-day operations and then self-sustain itself. Is that even a goal for you?
That is a goal for me, but that's a catch-22.
Talk about it.
Yeah, that's a catch-22. Because I've had employees before.
Yeah.
And nobody gonna take care of your baby like you do.
That's a lot of God's fears, man.
And when you doing
but
this,
can you blame them though?
No.
They worked so hard to get those reviews. They did so much to, and now you got some Joe Blowhead that don't care and doing your customers every type of way, talking to them rude, not showing up, just.
And that's kind of what I was going to elaborate on, man, is that a lot of guys catch amnesia. They forget when they work for somebody how they operated.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
I don't got amnesia like that, so I get it. You know what I mean? Somebody trying to do 8 and escape. They trying to do 8 hours a day and get out the door.
Yeah. Do the most minimum in order to stay afloat.
Just to stay afloat, and I gotta respect that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because when you're doing something just for money and you're not really passionate about it, what can I expect from you?
That's true.
You know what I mean? You just doing whatever you can do to skate by.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we got to understand and respect that. And we got to find a way to work through that because it's never going to change. You got entry-level people we hiring, right? To do something they probably can give 2 cares about to earn $1 to put bread and butter on the table. So we got to be able to make our businesses flourish with that in mind. to think that somebody's gonna come in with this, knight in shining armor and be another you and care and this. I mean, that could happen, but you're gonna have to pay him or her handsomely. Probably more handsomely than you care to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So until then, you're gonna have to, figure it out, because it's gonna happen. People gonna call in sick. You're gonna have 8 jobs lined up for them. Monday morning, you got 8 jobs lined up for him. You happy for him. He catching on. He doing good. He gonna call you Sunday night.
Ooh.
With a fake cough.
I'm not feeling good.
I'm not feeling good. You already got 6 jobs.
Plus his 7.
Now you got his 8.
I've been there, bro. So many times.
It's not easy, man.
But still, we're wrapping up now. We getting close. We already passed the hour mark, but I wanna pick at your brain and see like where's the goal? Where are we going with this?
So the goal is financial freedom, man. The goal is to have a business.
Yeah.
Like what I just discussed before, a business is operating and running without you being present.
Right.
That's a business. Everything you do, if you have a business, has to be duplicatable.
Right.
So you got to have laws, policies, and procedures in place where there's no guesswork. This is how we do things. This is when we do this. This is when we do that.
Right.
So
standard operation and procedures.
Period. You go to McDonald's, any McDonald's around the country, they got the same procedure.
They got
you grab 2 buns, you flip them over, put the burger on top. First, you do the ketchup. You don't do the mustard first.
Oh.
And it's gonna be a micromanager over the top of you telling you, "Hey man, put that ketchup on before you put that mustard on."
Yeah.
That's how your operation gotta be.
And you know how cold that is? That you could take one from California and put them in New York, vice versa, and they'll know how to work.
Policy and procedure. Got it down. This is the order of operation. This is how we do things. This is what we ask the customer. This is what we do when we leave the home. When we come in, this is how we greet the customer. This is how we put our shoe covers on. It's big. It's bigger than just fixing stuff. Fixing stuff is a little bitty part of doing this. You got to be a people person.
Facts. A therapist.
An accountant. A driver.
A troubleshooter. Alright, so before we leave, the goal for you then is financial freedom.
Facts.
I.e. building up something, few techs, so that you can graciously exit and then self-maintain.
And make way less money, and I'm fine with that.
Let's read some questions real quick. Monday duo who?
That's good enough.
Love, peace, and harmony. What up, brother? Quick question. Now, I don't know if I want to answer this question.
What answer?
Well, he's asking about, is there some people I feel like talking about and some I don't? And in his question, he's asking about Samurai. Nothing but, good to say about him. He's also asking, but Nate, NASTech cert.
Hold on, what are you asking about something? Read his question. We can do it. We know you. Oh, brother, quick question, fam. Looking into starting a business and applying for peer.
It's just I ain't trying to give certain people certain clout.
So should I get mastered? With all due respect, my brother, what's your name? Mandate Duo. With all due respect, man, we up at the top of the hour, man. Spend a lot of time with you, man. We got a brother right here that's qualified.
Yep. Check out TMMacademics.com. Mic check.
We can't feel like white ice is colder, bro.
Mic check in the building. Levert, what's good, fam? Glad to see you on there, man.
Mic check. What's up, bro? Man.
Molly Millie asks, I got a leak on my washer machine. Check hoses, drain hose going to the wall. Check the hoses themselves where they screw into the valves. Check the wall valve hoses, right? Because sometimes they leak from there too.
Yeah.
Tilt the washer a little bit back and look under there while it's running and see where. Try to locate.
And then we don't know if she got a front load, a top load, or we don't, limited information.
Mike Check asks, I got a question for L. How you liking the weather down here? You sweating yet?
Mike Check, you and I, and we in close communication. And you know what I was going through on my air, and it was in the hundreds the whole 12 days in Minnesota. Brother B got very nice air, so I'm good, man. I'm good. It rained a little bit today, which cooled it off. It ain't really been that bad, man. Minnesota get hot in the summertime, bro.
Engineered Appliance. What up, Mike Check? My brother, what's good, bro? Engineered Appliance Repair asks, great show tonight. I'm from the industrial side of the house. Technical support engineer. And I jumped out there. So far, so good. What up, brother engineer, man? That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Mike Check asks, how was Lockring? Because you just came from the
LG. Yeah.
Tell the people where you came from.
Yeah, so I went to LG Lockring course about a week ago. And this is just me personally. I don't know how I feel about Lockring. And I'm gonna tell you what I mean. The tool is about this big, Granted, you can fold it and do whatever. And I just know from being a tech how weird angles things can get, and I would rather solder it, man. To me, Lockring is a glorified shark bite. And if anybody know anything about plumbing, when you replacing pipes, you do what you call sweating the pipes, where you put another pipe on another pipe and sweat it. And then you got a shark bite, which is like a plastic piece that connects one pipe to another pipe. And it's like a locking mechanism in there, so they're not supposed to move. And I guess in theory it's okay, but I would just rather braze. Now, when it comes to R600, we have no choice. But I'm not doing no lock ring on a 134. I'm not doing it. And it may be fine and dandy for a lot of people, but just for me and what I saw.
Special shout out to Up and Running Appliance Repair, Mike Miner.
Mike Miner, what's up, bro?
L, getting that fire sealed system training. What are you looking forward to tomorrow's training the most?
Doing it myself. Doing it myself with the pressure on. With you standing over my shoulder. And getting it done, man. Just going ahead first and getting it done. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking forward to the victory. That's what I'm looking forward to the most. I'm looking forward to how that's gonna feel when I do my first seal system with my brother B over here tomorrow on my first shot, first one nail it. I'm looking forward to that.
We're gonna get that. Mike Check asks, so you going oxy and acetylene or just acetylene? Oxy and acetylene, brother.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the both tanks. Definitely gonna do the both tanks. Want to be able to blow the systems out, use the nitrogen, all of that. I want the whole shebang, because like I just stated earlier today, my customers gonna pay what they're worth. So I'm gonna pay to make sure that their things is 100% in pristine order. So if it was 6 tanks, I'm gonna bring all 6 in there and do all 6 protocols, just to make sure they good.
Bro, I think that's it for us for the night. We coming up on an hour and some change. I just want to
call in.
No, I didn't open it up to the floor today, man, because I didn't want to invite goofies and all that. We wanted to hear your story and
we goofy K. We all good with that.
We goofy proof. We just want to let you know, man, that thank you for being part of Before we check out, alright, yeah, I hear people quoting $750 on seal system repairs. Gotta learn it for sure, and that's on the low end. What you heard. CCNA Networks Academy. Thanks for tapping in. Which book would you recommend for appliance repair?
I second that.
Right here, bro.
I second that.
And then to complement it, go to tmmacademics.com. There's where you really learn a lot of stuff. Alright?
Yeah, I second that, bro.
Alright. Brother, I think we good, man. Listen, man, I personally want to thank you, bro, and let you know, man, when I got on this journey, you know, I did it my way. But the good thing is that I had you there, step by step with me, that when I didn't know the answer, I could call on you and you can give me the game.
Likewise.
And bro, you helped me, bro, and thank you for that. Thank you for tonight's episode of Shop Talk. Thank you for giving the YouTube community content, and I hope I don't let you down, and I hope that tomorrow I answer all your questions.
Now let me give a shout out to you.
Shout out, man. Go ahead, bro.
I appreciate you as well, man. I appreciate this platform that you set up for appliance repair techs around the country.
Thank you, man.
I mean, you've created something, my brother, that has linked up some great men.
Thank you.
And came up with some great ideas. Me and Mike Chet, Mike Minor, Brother Durham, shout out to him, Gina.
Chris, Jay Young, Ivan.
All of them. And then on top of
Dre Green.
Yep, all of them.
Yeah, all the brothers, man. It's too many to name.
But
Mario.
Mario. Shout out to Mario. Seal System
Guru.
Grand Champion.
Yeah.
But man, just your whole program. You know, and hopefully and hopefully, you know, people will know that what you're offering and the prices you're offering that are unbeatable.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's unbeatable. I mean, what you charged me for one-on-one service was, I don't know anybody that's doing it for that price.
Well, that's because you're my partner. You know? But for the YouTube, I look out too, though. Thank you, man.
You know, but
thank you.
Just the whole system you got set up, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Know, and I know it's gonna grow and it's gonna blow.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. But enough about me, man. It's about my brother L tonight. If y'all enjoyed this interview, please hit the like, subscribe, and share. How can people reach you?
They can't.
They can't. Y'all can't reach my brother.
Unless you want your appliance fixed.
And if they do, what should they do?
651-900-4234.
There y'all have it, ladies and gentlemen. It's your host with the most, Brother B. Y'all could be anywhere in the world, but you here with me and my brother L, all the way from St. Paul. Please hit the like, subscribe, and share. Go to tmmacademics.com. And again, ladies and gentlemen, love, peace, and harmony. I'm your host with the most, Brother B. Brother L, we out of here. Take care, y'all. Thank you, bro. We did it, man.
We did it.
I'm a log off here, and we all set, man.